Hello. So during the final with my group, I talked about preventative measures. So today I will be talking about the other five. So that was teacher control, democracy in the classroom, student motivation, interventions, and learning environment. So to start with teacher control, I felt like the biggest thing that I took away was that with proper teacher control, the tension within the classroom is removed by using things like balancing student choice, helping the students feel comfortable, the students and the teachers working together, helping students evaluate when they misbehave, applying consequences with empathy, developing mutual respect, having resilience theories, all these different components seem to support the teacher being in control, but also the students feeling like they are in control of their relationships and their behavior, and they feel more connected with their consequences. The next one is democracy in the classroom. I felt like this works with teacher control as there's an increase in collaboration. I loved how there was a mention of students helping creating the rules and having jobs and using morning meetings where they can share feedback in a safe way, and really making sure to nurture every child so they feel like even if they're not participating, that they are praised in their efforts and their participation, and so that they're comfortable with their teacher and with their peers. The next one was motivating students. My main takeaways from this were really making sure that you listen to students, listen to their interests, to their goals, to what really draws their attention during lessons, if that's the subject of the lesson or the format of the lesson, so you know what captivates their attention, and then with that, have high expectations for their performance. So even if they are motivated in different ways and finish the work differently, they still need to meet the goal and finish that work. And with that, modeling correct behavior. So as a teacher, we can set goals and be positive and work hard, and so students see that environment of learning and know that that's something that they too can achieve. The next one was interventions. I really liked how my peers mentioned not demeaning or negatively labeling students. I would never want a student to feel like they're the bad student in the classroom, or they're the student who like the teacher doesn't like, or is always like sent out of the classroom. Even if a student has chronic misbehavior, I would want them to feel like they're still valued, they can still participate, and their good behavior is still wanted. And even when they have a hard time with the rules, that doesn't mean that they are worth less than other students. And so with that, just trying to have not as intrusive intervention methods, and so that students don't feel like they're called out or singled out with their peers. And then the last one was learning environment. And I really liked how my peers talked about having a well-rounded approach. I'd always thought about learning environment in more of like a physical sense, with like how you arrange the desk and if they can see the whiteboard and if it's organized and if there's distractions and things like that. But I loved how they also talked about how the physical environment addresses the psychological and emotional need of students to make sure that they feel safe and comfortable, and that there's consistency, especially for students that may have special needs where they really need a routine, or they struggle with the growth mindset. Taking the time to talk to students when they say they cannot do something, I think, is really powerful. So in quick review, things that I would love to apply is for teacher control, having student choice. So I want to make sure that I am creating rules with my students so they feel like the rules in the classroom are created with me and they feel capable of that. Democracy in the classroom. I want to make sure that we have morning meetings. I love the idea of students being able to put their comments, whether positive or negative, in a space throughout the week, and then we can review them during the morning or at the end of the week. And then student motivation. I really like the idea of learning what motivates students, so maybe have more get to know you activities so I know like topics and areas of interest that can really pull them into lessons. interventions, I want to make sure I don't single students out in front of their classmates, so finding ways to more privately address their behavior. And then learning environment, I want to make sure I have consistency in routine and take time to talk to students when they say they can't do something. So students always know what's expected of them each day, and then when they're feeling down, they know that someone is there for them and wants them to keep going. And overall, I would say that democracy is the most important of all of these. I feel like it encapsulates all the different areas of management with student choice and routine and involvement and collaboration and reducing tension, and just overall helps balance out and have a positive classroom.